Hello my peoples, I'm back again. I finally got a laptop so I can start putting out some of these videos that I've thrown together along the way. I've definitely probably skipped a few things, but I'm going to go back and try and revisit so I can keep everybody up to date on progress and additional things learned in the swap. I haven't done any video of the fuel tank situation, but you're about to see it. There's rust everywhere in there, so I filled it up to the top, basically. You'll see that in a second here, to try and get vinegar. Literally coating everything. I've been sloshing the tank around multiple times each day, putting it in the sun so that it's black on the outside, so it can get some solar gain, heat up a little bit. I think that helps the vinegar to work. So we are currently at 2 days in. Here it is. This is the sending unit. It was completely covered in rust. You can see that it's still got a pretty good coating of a layer of rust right down here, but this whole thing was completely coated, and you can see we're basically back down to bare metal there. Backside lost a big chunk on day one. You can see at the bottom of the unit. But I'm just hitting it with a light scrub. Most of the stuff has been sitting in vinegar and it's been eaten away at, but it's still just sitting right there on the surface. So you have to give it some sort of elbow grease to clear it up. But again, I'll show you the before pictures from pre any vinegar, but you can see that still looks super thick layer, almost chunky, of rust. Vinegar and time. Like I said, I've got a little bit of time, but I don't have the budget. I don't have the budget for a new tank, so I need to make this one work. That inside, you can see, is super crusty, and that's the way the whole thing was. So I'm gonna give that a quick scrub here and see what comes off. Yeah, pretty much all of it comes right off. The problem is I got to figure out how I'm going to be able to give a light scrub to everything inside this tank, which isn't really a possibility, so I may have to resort to some hardware, some nuts and bolts, some cleat hardware, put in the tank, leave a little bit of vinegar, and literally roll that around in there, basically turn it into a bit of a tumbler or like a polisher setup with the hardware in there to just break up and loosen up the rust away from the walls, kind of get it flowing, and then from there get it cleaned up. So as you can see, I mean, tremendous improvement. And again, this is basically ratio wise 5, maybe 6% acidity vinegar. So basically your standard off-the-shelf white vinegar. Filled this thing up, and then, like I said, time. Give it time to work. I have to replace the pump. Using the pump as a prop to kind of hold this tank up a little bit so it's not full raw and overflowing. But this gives you an idea of what everything inside of the tank did look like before the vinegar. So I'm going to start doing some scrubbing inside the tank. We'll see what we can accomplish there, and obviously once we're done, whether it's just vinegar and thyme or if it's uric acid. I'll show you some after pictures too and let you know what worked. Thanks for following along. So this is what I accomplished. I'll show in there in a second, but basically I was able to make it up to right about there with my arm as far as into the tank. And again, it's just vinegar, so it's got a little smell to it, but nothing to worry about as far as chemicals. And like I said, it's about 6% acidity, so it's 5 or 6% acidity, so it's basically equivalent to the off-the-shelf white vinegar. These have a drain plug in the back bottom corner. It's on the trailer. Actually, I'm touching it right now. So they have a drain plug in these tanks, and that gets 99% of the liquid out of them. So I'm going to use that to drain this assembly. So figured I'd go back at it. I've got a, I don't know if you can hear that, I've got a brush in there. It's basically like a toilet brush in there, and I can get over to basically where the green and white brush is, forward up to where the Bosch is. There's another wall going right across here, but it's got a couple of passages in it at the top, so I can work the brush up to kind of where the back of where the Bosch is. Then I got to move it over into this area, and there's another passage that goes right up that little channel, and I can get up to about, sorry for the camera work here folks, I can get up to about here as well. But it's all kind of a bit of a crapshoot. Everything I can get to is cleaning up really good. I can feel it with my hand as far as how smooth everything feels, but I'm limited without some possible child labor to help, because I am, and I can only fit my left hand in there. Right hand is too big to fit in there. Left hand barely fits in there, but this is the brush, so that's what I'm working with. And I'll continue. See you guys later. Alright, I didn't start recording at the start of this process. As you can see, I'm what, 3, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12 plus almost 13 gallons out of this fuel tank. I'll grab the light in a little bit, but you can already tell it's significantly better. Now I just got to try and keep it from flash rusting once I'm done draining this out. But there's an example of how much rust came out in the last probably 3 gallons of vinegar that came out. So it did a good job of loosening everything up and freeing it up. Now I just need to get it flushed out.